cancer survivor. I've been in remission for exactly 9 years come July.
So can you share the experience with us? How long? So how did you discover you had cancer?
Well, I lived in Phoenix, Arizona, and in 2014 I went just for a normal checkup routine, and I found out that I had cancer. I really didn't have much support, and I was except my children. I have adult children, and they were there in support, but I couldn't get the insurance that I needed for all my services, so I moved here with my mom. And since I've been in Boston, I have had the best support at Boston Medical Center. I was introduced to Bob, Serena, Pat, and I loved my doctor, my oncologist. I think I have every ologist. I try not to use the big C word too much because it changed my life, but I'm happy, and I just love being me.
So is that you totally in remission now?
I am totally in remission. I'm no longer on anti-hormonal medication. I'm not doing anything. I'm just living my life, and I'm trying to live my best life with my husband and my grandchildren and my children.
So what do you expect people who get cancer to know when they realize they get cancer for the first time? What do you think they should know? What should they do first?
Honestly, I think the first thing they should do is tell their family and their loved ones, because that's where you're going to get your support. If you know, they should know. And you're going to need them. You're going to need a ride to have chemotherapy because you're going to be too tired. You're going to need a ride to have radiation. You're going to be too tired, and you need that support, someone just that's there. So I would always suggest, first thing, just talk to your family and let your loved ones know that, you know, this is what's happening, and let them know the prognosis, like this is what could happen and this is what may happen, but we're going to fight this together. And that's the most important thing to me.
Yeah, you realize sometimes the stress kills more quickly than the cancer itself.
Yes.
And that's why it is so important for people who deal with cancer to manage the stress. And then if you have some family members who are very supportive, it would be a plus for you when you know you have someone who got your back. And but that's not something that's happened to everybody.
No, it's not. A lot of people do stress about it. I mean, I had family members that had cancer that died, and we didn't know. We found out 1 month in May, she died in June, and that was stressful on all of us. But when we found out, we stressed her so much that it was like, it wasn't that we were not there, it was like, why didn't you tell us, and why didn't we know? And she just got so stressed out, she gave up. And giving up is the one thing you don't want to do. You have to fight it because it can go in remission. You know, I have another family member that's been in remission for 20 years. So, and I'm 9 years in, so it's okay. It's okay. So just let everybody know what's going on with you and try not to stress as much as, you know, as possible.
Some people are afraid of the chemotherapy, radiation, and then they say they would rather go to the treatment, like natural treatment. Unfortunately, you know, the recovery is not as quick as, you know, what doctor prescribed. So you went to radiation chemotherapy.
Yes.
What can you tell someone who say, oh, I would rather deal with that naturally, take natural medicine, not going to all the radiation, all the chemotherapy who might kill?
Well, I'm not gonna lie, it was scary, but after the first treatments, I started feeling really bad. But once the second ones went through, I started feeling better. I was able to go back to work. I actually worked while I did my radiation. But it makes you feel like there's no hope, because they tell you, oh, this is not good for you, it's gonna kill everything in your body. But if it kills the cancer in my body, I think I'll deal with that. And I'll just try to live the best I can.
Yeah, but do you think also there's a misconception about cancer? Some people don't know about it, and they think you have a big wound when they say you have cancer. You have a wound, so that's something people cannot touch. And for me, my wife, and she thought I could have passed her cancer, she started isolating me, which was very difficult to deal with. But unfortunately, you didn't have such experience.
No, I didn't, and I have a husband now. He's awesome. He's wonderful, and he's very nurturing and understanding. And it's always good to have someone there in that capacity. Always. It's a wonderful thing to have that. And if you have children, even if they're young, it's okay to let them know, because I had a 2-year-old granddaughter at the time, and she just loved on me, and she was like my goal to live. I want to watch her grow up. She's 10 years old now. I want to see everything. I want to watch her graduate from high school, get married, go to her prom, all those type of things. So if chemotherapy was going to keep me alive for that, of course.
So you had
it's
something
worth it.
to live for.
It's worth it, yes. If you have something to live for, it's worth doing.
So would you recommend anyone who's going through like chemo, radiation, fix them a goal, have something to live for, say something you would like, someone they would like to grow up like you, your granddaughter.
Yeah.
So fix them a goal that might keep them, thinking about the goal and then away from the stress.
Yes, I mean, if there's something or anything, it doesn't have to be a person, but if there is something in your life that can keep you focused and just on that task, it can be the littlest thing. And that goal, believe me, when you have your eyes set to do that, it's the best thing ever. And I get chills when I talk about it and I think about it. It's so much to live for if you feel that in your heart. If you don't feel it in your heart, I understand that. Some people don't feel that way. But I think it's the best thing ever to have something to look forward to.
Have you ever say, for me, I never think my cancer might come back, and doctor said, it is rare to come, but it might come back. Have you ever think about that, say, what if it come back? What would you do? Sometimes that represent a problem for people who are dealing with cancer as well, because they think about it all the time.
Yes, believe me, I did too for a long time. Chemotherapy is not the nicest thing, and they say radiation is the gift that keeps on giving, but it's keeping me alive. And if the cancer was to ever come back, I think I'll just have to deal with it if it ever comes to that. I can't give a definite answer on what I would do or how I would do, because it depends on how far gone it is or how bad it is. But I was lucky, I was blessed that it was caught very early. And but of course I was afraid, and I think about it too, but I try my best not to worry. I have faith in God, and I believe that God's going to keep me around for a long time. Yes.
So last question for you. I'm glad you moved to Boston. I'm from Haiti. I moved to Boston a couple of years after I was diagnosed.
Okay.
But I feel like some place, the lack of support make you more likely to die from cancer than like in Boston. We have a lot of support, a lot of great hospital that give us a lot of treatment, and then a lot of people we can, relate to in terms of treatment, which is not the case like for me in Haiti, for other places, even in America.
Yeah, and even like in Arizona, my job for some reason phased out my insurance. I missed open enrollment, so I lost my insurance in the state of Arizona. Wouldn't give me medical coverage. They said because I was making $82 over the income. I'm like, I have to live. So they wanted me to give up my short-term disability. And I'm like, I have to live. So when I came here, I didn't have to worry about my care. I didn't have to worry about if I'm going to go to the hospital and they say, no, you can't get any treatment. My medications that I needed. I mean, I'm on a lot of medications and I don't worry whether I'm going to have it or not. But when I lived in Phoenix, Arizona, I'm sorry. It was not a good thing for me, and I'm glad that I left, and I'm glad that I'm here in Boston because I love it here, especially here at Boston Medical. I know a lot of people don't like this hospital because it's a teaching hospital, a learning hospital, but I learn as well, and I'm glad that I'm here, and I would never ever take it back.